The point is, why does war happen? Nobody wants war. That's why all the big leaders of all the nations have got together and formed the United Nations. What is the United Nations? We will all live unitedly, peace-free. But United Nations is there. But has peace come? Have wars stopped? Wars are going on. That is because whenever the living entities become sinful and the leaders of the different countries become puffed up with their military power and their economic power, and they want to dominate over other nations, friction is bound to happen, and because of that friction, wars are bound to happen. So wars are actually a tool used by the Supreme Lord to reduce the demoniac forces. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that Krishna, after the Kurukshetra war, he returned back to Dwaraka. When he went back to Dwaraka, all the Dwarakavasis came to receive Krishna. And how Krishna was received? Krishna, the beautiful Krishna, just like the rain-bearing cloud during the monsoon season. And he is wearing bright golden-colored yellow silken garment. And there is somebody holding a white umbrella above his head. And somebody else is taking a charmer and waving it before him. So all these things, when the citizens of Dwaraka looked at this, they felt as if the sun, the moon, lightning and the rainbow had simultaneously appeared in the sky. Imagine the scene. Actually, in the purport, Prabhupada says, this is impossible. When the sun rises, the moon will disappear. And when there are clouds and when there is rainbow, there cannot be lightning. So how can sun, moon, rainbow, clouds and lightning occur simultaneously? It's not possible. But in the presence of Krishna, it became a possibility. Krishna himself was looking like a rain-bearing cloud. And the umbrella held, the white umbrella held above his head appeared like the sun. And the charmer which was being waved before Krishna appeared like the moon. And people were offering flowers. They were showering flowers on Krishna. They appeared like the different stars. And the yellow garment which Krishna was wearing, the yellow silk garment which he was wearing, appeared just like the rainbow. So all this combination was extremely captivating for all the people of Dwaraka. And like this, Krishna entered all the different 16,000 palaces. And when he entered the palace, all the queens came forward and they were very lovingly, they received him. So when we look at this, that Krishna is entering the palaces, he is going with all his queens and he is taking them to his private quarters. This looks exactly like an ordinary man. So, Krishna looks exactly like an ordinary man. What is the difference between him and another man who is going with his wife into his house? So then the Bhagavatam reminds us, do not think that this is ordinary. Why? Because this Krishna is the same Krishna who, Nirayudha, without lifting even one weapon, he assembled all the demoniac kings of the earth in one place in Kurukshetra, and he caused friction between them, just like the air causes friction between bamboos, dry bamboos, and creates a forest fire out of that. In the same way, Krishna, Nirayudaha, without lifting a single weapon, he created so much friction between the Pandavas and the Kauravas that all the kings of the world assembled and they fought between each other and all the demoniac kings were killed. This is the power of Krishna, that without lifting a single weapon, he can kill all the demoniac kings wholesale. One shot he can kill all of them. So this is the power of Krishna. So whenever we see wars happening in this material world, we have to understand this is the result of the friction, like the bamboos, which when they undergo friction, sparks will come out and they will ignite a forest fire. Similarly, in this material world also, when the kings become demoniac and the people, they are no longer surrendered to Krishna, and for them economic development and material aggrandizement, science, technology, sense gratification, these become the goals of the society, then what happens? Friction happens, like a forest fire, wars will take place, wholesale slaughter of all these demoniac people will take place, and this will set the field for the sattvic people, for the saintly people to create a favorable situation where everybody can pursue spiritual life. So that's how wars happen. So it is not a matter of whether it will be this year or that year. Whenever the demoniac forces increase in power, there will be war, and it will create these kind of situations where the demoniac forces can be curbed or reduced.